Thank you for choosing ApplianceVideo.com. In this video, we will be replacing the Adaptive Defrost Control. The Adaptive Defrost Control is most commonly used in many Whirlpool, Maytag, Amana, and Roper refrigerators. Our experts give this repair a Level 1 skill rating, Level 1 being the easiest, and can be performed by most non-professionals without much difficulty. The average time of completion for this repair is 15 minutes. ApplianceVideo.com advises you to take caution while performing this repair. During this video, you will see caution icons appear on the screen. Such icons include sharp edges, water damage, gas and fire hazards, lifting hazards, delicate components, electrical dangers, and state-regulated materials. You will need the following tools before you begin this repair: a 1/4-inch nut driver, a No. 2 Phillips head screwdriver, and a No. 2 slotted screwdriver. Stop. Before you begin this repair, make sure the appliance is unplugged from the wall outlet. Step 1. Removing the housing assembly. To gain access to the Adaptive Defrost Control, you must first remove the control panel housing assembly. Look for the 1/4-inch screw located at the center of the control panel. Remove it by using a 1/4-inch nut driver. Once the 1/4-inch screw is removed, the front of the control panel will hang loosely. Grasp the housing assembly and simply pull it forward to remove the rear base of the control panel from the slide-in pin tabs. Once the control panel is removed, you will see the sensing control tube attached to the temperature control. This tube is filled with refrigerant, so be careful you do not kink or bend this tube. Pull down the housing assembly to release the control tube. Unsnap the control tube from the 3 tabs that are attached to the rear air damper assembly. Now, with the assembly removed, locate the wiring harness. Using a flat head screwdriver, insert the tip and rock it back and forth to release the plastic locking tab. Now that the control assembly is completely removed, you can visually see the Adaptive Defrost Control located towards the front of the housing assembly. Step 2. Now we will remove the Adaptive Defrost Control. To remove the Adaptive Defrost Control, turn the housing assembly over to reveal the 2 screws holding it in place. With a No. 2 Phillips head screwdriver, remove both of the screws by turning each one counterclockwise to remove. Now turn the housing assembly over to disconnect the 2 wiring harnesses. Grasp the first wiring harness and unplug from the control. Repeat this step to remove the second harness. The Adaptive Defrost Control is now removed. Step 3. Replacing the Adaptive Defrost Control. Now that you have the new defrost control, let's install it. Reconnect the 4-wire harness to the right side of the control. This harness will only fit on the right side of the terminals. Then reconnect the 2-wire harness to the left side of the control. Turn the defrost control over. You will see the 2 corresponding screw holes on the front of the defrost control and the housing assembly. Place the defrost control in the housing assembly. While holding the defrost control, turn the housing assembly over. Make sure both holes are aligned. Now fasten the defrost control to the housing assembly using the same screws you removed in Step 2. Start each screw with your fingers. We will use a screwdriver to tighten them down all of the way. Using a No. 2 Phillips head screwdriver, tighten the screws down the rest of the way. There is no need to over-tighten, as this could cause the housing assembly to crack. The Adaptive Defrost Control is now installed. Let's go ahead with replacing the housing assembly. Step 4. Now that the defective part has been replaced, we'll go ahead and reinstall the housing assembly. With the housing assembly in hand, take the insulator tube and reattach it onto the 3 tabs on the dispenser housing. To do this, firmly push the tube against each tab until it snaps into place. Allow the tube to slightly hang over the edge. Be sure the tube is also resting in the notch of the housing assembly. Next, we will latch the housing assembly onto the corresponding pin tabs on the top of the refrigerator. Angle the housing assembly while aligning the notches onto the tabs, and then slide it back into place. Now reconnect the Molex connector to the power source. The connector is keyed and will only fit one way. Push the connector upwards, and they will lock together. Swing the housing assembly up so it's flush against the top, and hold it into place. Take the 1/4-inch screw that was removed in step 1 and begin threading the screw with your fingers. Complete this process by tightening the screw with a 1/4-inch nut driver until the housing is snug into place. Now reconnect the appliance to the wall outlet. Congratulations! You have just successfully replaced the Adaptive Defrost Control. Be sure to visit ApplianceVideo.com for all of your future repairs, where you can find everything from the tools and the parts you need to the videos that will help you do it right the first time.